In 1971, President Richard Nixon walked into the Oval Office and did something no leader had done in modern history. He severed the dollar's link to gold. No warning, no global vote, just a unilateral decision that changed the rules for every country on Earth. And here's the strange part. The world didn't collapse. The dollar got stronger. Today, over 60% of global foreign exchange reserves are held in US dollars. Nearly 90% of all international transactions touch the dollar at some point. It's the most dominant currency in human history. But if you ask why, you'll get two very different answers. Some say it's trust. The dollar represents stability, rule of law, deep capital markets. Others say it's coercion, a system designed to give America leverage over everyone else. So which is it? Let's start with what actually makes a currency powerful. It's not just about having a strong economy. Japan and Germany have strong economies. Their currencies aren't global reserve assets. A reserve currency needs three things: liquidity, stability, and network effects. You need enough of it circulating that anyone, anywhere can use it without friction. You need confidence it won't lose half its value overnight. And you need everyone else already using it, because money is a coordination game. The dollar has all three, but it also has something else: structural enforcement. After World War II, the US didn't just win militarily, it redesigned the financial architecture. The Bretton Woods system made the dollar the anchor. Other currencies pegged to the dollar pegged to gold. The International Monetary Fund and World Bank, denominated in dollars. Loans, debts, commodities, all priced in dollars. When Nixon ended gold convertibility in '71, economists predicted chaos. Instead, the petrodollar system emerged. In 1974, the US cut a deal with Saudi Arabia. You sell oil in dollars, we provide military protection. Other OPEC nations followed. Suddenly, every country needed dollars just to buy energy. That's not trust, that's dependency by design. Here's where it gets uncomfortable. If you're a country that wants to trade oil, you need dollars. To get dollars, you either export goods to America, borrow them, or hold them in reserve. This creates what economists call forced demand. It doesn't matter if you think the dollar is well managed, you need it to participate in the global economy. And the US benefits enormously. It can print dollars to pay for imports, knowing the world has to accept them. It runs trade deficits that would cripple other nations. In 2023, the US imported over $3 trillion and exported $2 trillion. That's a $1 trillion gap. Any other country doing that would see currency collapse. But because the world needs dollars, demand stays high. The technical term is exorbitant privilege. The rest of the world subsidizes American consumption. But there's a second layer: the financial infrastructure itself. SWIFT, the messaging system banks use for international payments, is based in Belgium but heavily influenced by the US. If the US wants to sanction a country, it can cut off access to SWIFT. Suddenly, that nation can't do international business. Iran, Russia, North Korea, they've all felt this. It's not a military invasion, it's financial exclusion. And it's only possible because the dollar sits at the center of everything. Now, defenders of the system will say this proves trust, not force. Countries use the dollar because US institutions are credible. The Federal Reserve is independent. Courts enforce contracts. There's no corruption at the top distorting markets. And there's truth to that. When a crisis hits, global investors don't flee to the ruble or the real, they flee to dollars. During COVID, during the 2008 crash, during every major shock, demand spikes. That's a trust signal. But here's the paradox. That trust is inseparable from the structural dominance. Would investors trust the dollar if it weren't the global reserve currency? Would it be the reserve currency without the petrodollar system, SWIFT access, and military enforcement? You can't isolate the variables. Let's add one more twist. The system is eroding. China has been signing bilateral trade agreements that bypass the dollar. Russia and India now settle some oil trades in rupees and rubles. The BRICS nations are exploring alternatives. Even Europe has discussed creating independent payment channels to avoid US sanctions. In 2023, the dollar's share of global reserves dropped below 59% for the first time in decades. It's still dominant, but the trend is clear. And the irony? The US weaponized the dollar so effectively that other countries now see it as a vulnerability. Every sanction, every freeze of foreign assets, every threat to cut off SWIFT access, it's a reminder that power concentrated in one system can be turned against you. So, countries are diversifying. Not because they don't trust the dollar's value, because they don't trust America's restraint. Here's the uncomfortable math. The dollar's dominance gives the US incredible power, but it also creates fragility. If enough countries shift away, even gradually, the feedback loop reverses. Demand falls, the trade deficit becomes unsustainable, inflation rises. Suddenly, printing dollars isn't a privilege, it's a crisis. And the alternatives aren't great. The euro is fragmented across 20 nations with different fiscal policies. The yuan is controlled by a government that restricts capital flows. Gold is impractical for modern finance. Cryptocurrencies are volatile and unproven at scale. There's no obvious replacement, but that doesn't mean the current system is stable. So is the dollar powerful because it's trusted or because it's forced? Maybe the question itself is wrong. Maybe trust and force aren't opposites. Maybe the dollar is powerful because it's both, because decades of structural dominance created a system where trust and coercion became indistinguishable. And maybe the real question isn't why the dollar is powerful, it's what happens when that power starts to slip.